Well, a very good afternoon and welcome to South Wales live on Wolves TV. Swansea against Wolves in Premier League Cup action. We are just about seeing the teams making the long walk over from the changing facilities. You should just be able to see them in the top of your picture, getting closer to us as they approach from the distance. Having had success on Friday night in the derby at Birmingham. Up to James Collins' team to continue their form.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm welcome to the two sides, Swansea City U23s.
That's the starting lineup from Swansea. You might recognise the name of Jaden Forrester amongst the substitutes. Wolverhampton born, came through the Wolves Academy before leaving last summer. That's the side selected by James Collins for today. Joe O'Shaughnessy coming in goal. Start again for Jack Scott at right wing back, with Oscar Burr not involved today. Justin Hubner involved in the back line. Pascal Estrada moving back from midfield to take up a position on the right of the back three. Same with Oscar Burr not involved, and Harry Birtwistle amongst the substitutes. Luke Cundle will go back into midfield today with Jack Hodnett up top a lot on one side of Connor Carty, with Owen Hesketh, who played in a central midfield role on Friday night, in a more attacking forward role this afternoon. Luke Cundle is captain. Wolves beautiful in gold. And it'll be Terrell Whitaker stood over the ball. And the players take a knee from James Bell's whistle. No matter the level, important to continue to send the message that there is no room for racism. So Wolves with O'Shaughnessy in goal, Estrada, Tipton and Hubner the back three, Scott and Bueno the wing backs, Cundle and Griffiths in midfield, Hodnett, Carty and Hesketh the attacking trio. That's Carty challenging, just too high for Hesketh. Forwards by Rashesha. Swansea have had a difficult time of it this season, towards the bottom of the Professional Development League. Only 2 wins in that competition all season. They drew with Exeter and lost to West Ham so far in this competition. Wolves winning both of their games so far. Sit top of the group table. As for Whitaker to chase, going comfortably through to Joe O'Shaughnessy. Do have pedigree in this competition though, Swansea. They were winners in 2017 and runners-up in 2018. Carty involved in a right old battle. That was with Ben Margerson. Swansea with Jamie Searle in goal, Margerson, Butler and Jones a back three, Rashesha and McFadden The wing-backs, Leverett and Cottrell in midfield, Whittaker, Congreve and Dylan Morgan, their attacking trio. Cundall will take the free kick. He's trying to look for the run of Hesketh. It'll come to Hodnett. It's nice footwork, Griffiths. Didn't quite pick anybody out. Back in the starting lineup, Harvey Griffiths, having returned from injury on Friday as a substitute at St Andrews. Keen to restart his Wolves career. He arrived from Man City in August. Carty, he put it into a dangerous area. Bueno giving chase. Flick looking for Hesketh. He'll come through to Cundall, who's up there in support. Griffiths. He's clever trying to find Cundall. Butler was across on the cover. And Terrell Whittaker's gone down holding his face here. He's caught a little bit by Justin Hubner. Tipton with a big crossfield ball looking for Scott. And it needed the challenge from McFadden, and it will be a corner. Estrada waits just outside the penalty area. It's gone short to Cundall. Support here from Hesketh. And not sure Hesketh was caught between two minds, whether to try and lift it into the danger zone or go for goal. In the end, it wasn't really for anyone. Butler's ball gone straight out of play. I've just passed it back to Hugo Bueno. Not often that happens on commentary. Bueno closed down again by Whittaker. Cundall for Hubner. Trying to find Carty. Too long for him. So due to restrictions, the camera is up on the gantry. I am set up in a little stand below it, just below where you're viewing from. This is McFadden. And it's a strong run from him. And it was blocked off in the end by Tipton. Whittaker was waiting. First real opportunity for Swansea, getting in behind the Wolves' defensive line. And everybody in gold is back defending. It's not a bad defensive set piece. wonderfully whipped in that, and Joe O'Shaughnessy caught in two minds. Doesn't get many opportunities. Joe O'Shaughnessy, 18 now. He'll be 19 in January. Arrived from Burnley a couple of seasons ago. Swansea taking this one short. Jones with the ball whipped in that thankfully from Wolves' point of view was overhit. Busy spell this with James Collins' team. They have a game on Monday night at Agborough that you will be able to attend. Up against Norwich, double Norwich weekend. 7 o'clock kickoff at Agborough on Monday night. It will be live on Wolves TV as ever. And then as we go into December, Friday night away at Fulham. 2 Premier League 2 games in a week. Morgan, back to McFadden. Cundall stepping in. O'Shaughnessy to clear. This is Butler. Congreve under pressure. Justin Hubner tracked him an awful long way. Whittaker's touch, gets it back. Wolves had the numbers there. This is Griffiths. Wolves have a man down off the pitch, just to the left of your picture, just out of shot at the minute. I think it's Connor Carty who's taken a tumble. Just can't quite make it out on your picture. It's because of the edge of the gantry above where I am. It must have been a heavy fall. The Swansea medical staff have gone to help. There's Connor Carty, who is sitting up at the moment, getting some treatment. He's just off the grass area that's to the side of the pitch. Sat on some concrete in front of a small stand that is filled with supporters who've come to watch it. So Wolves temporarily down to 10. Here goes Hugo Bueno, though, into a good area. And that's where he would have expected Connor Carty to have been. Morgan closed down by Estrada. Does seem to be a leg injury for Carty. He is still down. Lee Harkin, Eric Bagarin, Tyler Roberts. All forward options on the bench that are all out warming up at the moment, but no sign of any imminent change. Butler's ball, looking for Rashesha. Bueno doing enough defensively. Carty is now standing. I can tell you away to the left-hand side, and Sean Parrish, the assistant head coach, is just trotting down to try and have a word and check on him. And I think the shake of the head from the medical staff suggests that he will not be returning. And it's Lee Harkin that is getting ready. In the meantime, we continue with Wolves still temporarily down to 10. Butler for Jones. He's looking for Morgan. Wolves wanted a flag. So Wolves will be able to make the change.
Eladio Campenham, first substitution of the afternoon for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Leaving the field, number 9, Connor Carty, being replaced by number 16, Lee McLaughlin.
He is officially listed on the team sheet as Lee McLaughlin, but he has asked us to continue referring to him as Lee Harkin, and we are happy to do so. That is his wishes. And the young Northern Irishman is on for Connor Carty, who is sat on the back of a golf buggy right now, being driven back to the changing area, which you can see on the far side of your picture. Another full pitch width away. Tipton steps in. Scott, different option now to try and get Harkin in behind, and it just skipped away from him. Credit to Jamie Searle, who was out quickly. There you can see on your picture Connor Carty being driven back to base. Hubner, Harkins offside. Jones getting it back from Cottrell. This is Butler. And the goalkeeper Searle. Jones finding Margetson. And McFadden is quick, and he's in behind again, and it's a big opportunity, and it's a big save by Joe O'Shaughnessy. Second time in the opening quarter of an hour that Swansea have been able to get some joy down that left-hand side. And O'Shaughnessy produces a big save on a rare starting appearance. It'll do him the world of good for his confidence, Joe O'Shaughnessy. Nice touch from Heskett. Here comes Cundall trying to drive forwards. Onto Harkin. Wolves have the numbers joining the attack. It was on towards Cundall. Might still come to him and eventually cleared away by Butler. Bueno with the throw. Hesketh down the line. That's it back, the Spaniard. And he earns Wolves a corner.
That's not right. On the pass, team. Team on the pass.
Cundall to take, whipped in dangerously, bouncing all the way through. And it will be a goal kick. Wolves' average age today is about 18 and a half. Swansea just a little bit older in the starting lineup today, only just. Not a single player in the starting lineup 20 or older today for Wolves. All 19 or 18. This is Searle. Shisha against Hugo Bueno. That's a Wolves throw. Hubner for Estrada. Estrada will be close down. He was hurried a little bit, but he managed to find Harkin, who couldn't quite control. And again, it's McFadden who's got himself the space. This time chooses to deliver. Bueno's header drops to Congreve. That's a nice turn, and he takes a tumble inside the penalty area, but the referee, James Bell, having none of it. Swansea are asking questions at the minute. Hubner responding with the header out of play. Let's get the ball back from the hedge. So Rashisha is ready to go again. A support here from Butler. Back to Jones. There's Leverett's ball. Congreve. Cam Congreve, it was a good interception by Pascal Estrada. Vital touch, McFadden again. This is Dylan Morgan. Cottrell, just 16 years of age. Margerson to Jones, gets it back from Leverett. Wolves will feel relatively happy in the way they push Swansea back there and then force the ball all the way through for a goal kick. Cundall switching the play for Estrada. Now Scott. Cundall finding Estrada once more. Looking for Harkin. That was a nice turn from Harkin. Bueno. Initially, good footwork.
Jamie, don't even think about it. Go!
Sells ball. Rashisha giving chase. Bueno just out muscling him, shoulder to shoulder. Little flick from Hesketh. He needed Harkin to be a touch closer than he was. Swansea coming away with it. Congreve can't control. Neither side really yet got to grips with it too much. Even. Swansea having arguably marginally the better chances, mainly through McFadden down the left-hand side. Cundall switching for Estrada again. Now Scott. Griffiths hasn't seen an awful lot of the play so far. Tipped into Hubner. Bueno. Work by Bueno. Cundall. Harkin. Hesketh. Now Bueno. Onto Hesketh. Area. Hesketh going for goal himself and needed a firm parry out by Jamie Searle. Better for Wolves in the last couple of moments. Estrada for Scott. Trying to cross from deep. That was good work down the left-hand side. Created the opportunity. Owen Hesketh cutting in field. Without maybe the physical presence of Connor Carty up there anymore. Decided to go for goal himself. Interception by Estrada. Morgan for a second time. Cottrell. Leverett to take over. Butler. Morgan had made a run, but Everett didn't spot it. This is Rashisha. Sam Leverett. Swansea's turn to try and be patient. Move those in gold shirts around and create an opportunity. Congreve on the turn. Just enough pressure by Griffiths. The Wolves are finding it tough at the moment. Butler under pressure from Hesketh. Searle. Harkin trying to make a nuisance of himself. All kept in by Rashisha. Terrell Whitaker, and then a misplaced ball by Leverett. Strada to Hodnett. Not seen an awful lot of him in the game so far. Strada trying to find Scott. Just skims away off the surface. They were heavily watering it before kick-off. It was a perfect setting, really, as the sun begins to go down over South Wales. Just a little bit of protection from the hills away to our left-hand side. It is getting colder and colder. Tipton couldn't quite find his man, but he was a little bit more positive intent from Ollie Tipton. Michael Ladd delighted in scoring from the penalty spot on Friday night in the derby at Birmingham. He thinks it's his 15th converted penalty between the under-18s and the under-23s. It's a remarkable record for a defender. Scott on for the run of Harkin, offside. Searle's ball, Bueno with the interception. Cundall and Hesketh both rather left it for each other. This is Jones. Leverett under pressure. Cundall. Oh, and he did well to charge down. Searle just didn't quite get the fortunate rebound. Cundall's won it back again. Now Hesketh. Wasn't a bad ball in, just cut out by Jones at the near post with Harkin lurking. And Faden to Morgan. Griffiths battling. Faden's throw, Cottrell, under pressure from Hodnett. Shisha unlucky. Bueno. Hubner getting the clearance. Shisha taking his time over this, waiting for Whittaker to make a move for him. Hubner with the first interception. Bueno drawing the foul. We're just past the half-hour mark. Save apiece for each goalkeeper, really. Both saves you would expect them to make, perhaps. Harkin's offside again. Over to Whittaker, just took a tumble from Tipton's challenge. It's a good ball on towards Whittaker, and he just got the better of O'Shaughnessy. It stayed in, and It needed the challenge from Tipton to get across to him. It'll be Jacob Jones to deliver the ball in. It was a good delivery as well. There was contact for Margerson. Thankfully, not enough to get it on target. Swansea have been dangerous from set pieces so far this afternoon. There have been a couple of warning signs there for Wolves. Here comes Cundall. Hubner, Bueno down the line, infield to Cundall. Griffiths was looking for Hesketh, will get a second chance. And lost it to Whitaker. That was loose from Searle. Griffiths, Hodnett on the turn. Scott out wide of him, two in the penalty area. And it nearly deflected into the path of Bueno, who was arriving, and he does get to the loose ball. Hodnett with support from Hubner. Tipton's pass to Cundall. Hubner again. Wolves just pinning Swansea back at the moment. Having to be patient and work the ball. Forced deeper into their own half through Tipton. That's allowed Swansea to push up. They'll have to start building again. Hodnett. Nice ball towards Harkin. Got a little bit fortunate. The ball came back to him. Cundall for Hubner. Settle for the throw. Bueno to Hubner. He was up there in support as well. Griffiths finds him. Bueno's effort blocked. Cundall did well. Hesketh. Running out of room. Got support from Cundall. Now Bueno. Now Cundall. Good ball. Hesketh, oh, straight down the throat of Jamie Searle. It's a good opportunity. And he's had the best of them so far, Owen Hesketh. Offside flag up against Harkin. Not been a huge amount in this so far. Whittaker. Just about kept in by Hesketh and then caught by Terrell Whittaker. Just been a few signs that certainly through Owen Hesketh also had a couple of sighters at goal. Having to readjust, having lost Conor Carty early in this game to injury. Tipton's ball for Scott. Support here from Hodnett. And it was on again for Scott. And there are options to try and pick out. Searle's touch. Hesketh with the follow-up. It's Owen Hesketh who gets the goal. It had been coming for him. More and more opportunities, more and more pressure being put on. He was being held back as he tried to get there. And in the end, he had enough strength to force the ball home.
First goal of the afternoon for Wolverhampton Wanderers, scored by number 11, Rivi.
They've not had a huge amount of opportunities, Wolves. But Owen Hesketh in the right place at the right time. Only his second of the campaign. For the reigning Academy Player of the Season, gets his team in front down at Swansea. The only other goal this season came in the 3-1 defeat at Shrewsbury in the EFL Trophy. We'll hope this one isn't part of a losing cause. Congreve on for Whittaker. On again to Congreve. Twisting and turning and needed an interception there. Griffiths was back helping out. Estrada with the clearance. Ball has stayed in. Butler. This is Congreve. And the switch was on, and fortunately for Wolves, the bounce evaded McFadden. Last couple of minutes then of the first half. Wolves hoping to make the long walk back to the dressing rooms with this lead intact. They've been threatened a couple of times. Faden down the left-hand side, the most dangerous for Swansea. Couple of decent set pieces in there too. Hesketh, the primary threat for Wolves. Couple of saves they forced Jamie Searle to make, and eventually then the strength and tenacity to force the ball home after good work down the right-hand side by Jack Scott. Searle's kick, Estrada's header. Good pressure by Hesketh and Griffiths. Cundall's done well under pressure. Finds Tipton. Cundall to carry it. Hesketh can control, but it's going to come through to Bueno, who is sharp enough to get there. And it will be a corner. Like a hint, more than a hint of a hand from Rashisha. Make too much difference to the outcome. That's Harry Birtwistle playing ball boy. Connell's delivery. It's not a bad delivery either. It was won by a Swansea defensive header. Estrada back in there. Griffiths. Jack Scott. Couldn't quite get control of it.
Fourth official is indicating there will be
just 1 minute being added on.
Added time at the end of this first half. Swyddog yn dynodi bydd o leia munud o amser chwarae gol.
Cundall for Hesketh. On here to Bueno. Oh, unlucky. Just ran out of space. It's good to see him back playing though, Hugo Bueno. He picked up that injury playing for the first team in pre-season at Coventry, having had a pretty impressive pre-season campaign up to that point. It's been a long road back to fitness for him. And that'll be it for the first period. Owen Hesketh's goal, the difference between the two teams.
Wolverhampton Wanderers half-time score, Swansea City 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1.
Hesketh's second goal of the season, having twice gone close in the 10 minutes or so leading up to it. Swansea had forced the first save of the game, fading down the left-hand side in Joe O'Shaughnessy, parrying the ball away. Hasn't been a huge amount of goalmouth action for both teams. Wolves lost striker Conor Carty to injury early on, but at the break they lead by a 1-0. So welcome back to the Landor training ground. Third game of the group stage of the Premier League Cup, having beaten West Ham and Exeter so far, James Collins' side. A goal to the good at the break here at Swansea, looking to make it 3 wins from 3.
For the second half of this Premier League Cup.
Owen Hesketh's goal, the difference between the two teams. Wolves lost Connor Carty to injury in that first period as well, so they have already made one of their substitutions. And they are laden with attackers on the bench. Tyler Roberts and Eric Bagarin have been out warming up at half-time alongside Dexter Lembakisa and Harry Birtwistle. 2 wing-backs and 2 forwards amongst the substitutes. Just about ready to go then. Luke Cundle to get us back underway. Griffiths to Scott, back to Estrada. Tipton finding Hubner. The Wolves running through their team in a second. Swansea trying to hit back early. Estrada's header. McFadden, that'll be intercepted by Estrada. Hodnett for Griffiths. Hodnett's done well here. Got himself the wrong side of Margerson. And drawing the foul. So Wolves with O'Shaughnessy in goal. Estrada, Tipton and Hubner the back 3. Scott and Bueno the wing backs. Griffiths and Cundle the midfield 2. And then from right to left, Hodnett, Harkin and Hesketh. Triple H up top. Long ball for Scott. Couldn't find Hodnett. Cundle with the interception, it came through to Harkin. Harkin's done really well and he forces a good save from Jamie Searle. Looked like the chance had gone, but he's so sharp and alert, Lee Harkin. He got the effort away and draws the corner. Cundle's delivery. Oh, it drops towards Harkin, who's got the touch to it, the final touch. It was Griffiths initially, then Hubner, who tried to help it goalwards, and Harkin, second time in less than a minute. He's popped up inside the penalty area. He had a really good game at Birmingham on Friday night, Lee Harkin. There was 2 fouls on him in the opening 10 minutes that saw Duncan Iden sent off. Hit the post in the first half and close in the second. Swansea, by the way, they have Jamie Searle in goal. Back three of Butler, Jones and Margerson. Faden, their wing backs. Cottrell and Leverett in midfield. Whitaker, Morgan and Congreve. They're attacking three. It's Estrada clearing Margerson's header. Wolves throw. Estrada to put his foot through and clear. Butler's header drops to Cundle. Finding Hesketh, did well to control and pick out Bueno, and Cundle digging deep to make a run on the underlap for him. Cross came Butler. Wolves will settle for the throw. Harkin. Scotland made the run inside the penalty area. Griffiths. Hodnett couldn't control. Griffiths put good pressure on. This is Estrada. Tipton switching the play. Cundle for Hubner. Hesketh on the turn. First option was Cundle. Well to help it on. This is Bueno. Hodnett's effort. Oh, Jack Scott might have done Swansea's defensive job for them there. Shisha for Leverett. Harkin putting good pressure on, again making a nuisance of himself. Wolves wanted a handball, nothing given. Congreve. It's found McFadden, offside flag up against McFadden.
You shouldn't be. Joel, when that ball moves over right side, you're not standing marking it. You've got to shift with the rest of the midfield.
Griffiths gets it back for Hodnett. Jack Scott on the turn. Now Hodnett again, trying to spot the run of Hesketh, just too much on the ball. Searle's ball. Bueno just about holding off Rashisha. Went in strongly again, the Spanish wing-back. Cundle for Hubner. Now Tipton. Cleared away by Margerson. Get the ball back from Cottrell. Jack Scott's header, well cushioned for Griffiths. Hodnett couldn't quite keep that in.
Left and 9.
Over it for Congreve. Switched for McFadden. Getting the better of Jack Scott. Big opportunity. Couldn't quite find the bottom corner. I think it was Dylan Morgan who was flying in at the far post, who just didn't quite connect either. Well, McFadden was Swansea's biggest threat in the first half. And he's already proving to be a standout threat in the second. Wolves maybe a touch fortunate that he dragged his effort. Didn't quite drag it enough to get into the path of Morgan to maintain their lead. Scott. That's a good run by Scott. Now to Bueno. Plenty in the penalty area to aim for, and it's all he could do was pick out the goalkeeper. Whittaker, a bit fortunate. That ball stayed underneath his feet. Congreve, away from Cundall. Now Rashisha. Deflection, took it comfortably into the path of O'Shaughnessy. Hubner to Cundall. Tipton. Wolves trying to play their way out from deep, and fortunately Cundall was alert when it looked like they'd lost it. And now here's Hodnett, and Harkin was setting off ahead of him, and it needed a big interception. And Margerson.
Hey, Joel, take yourself up, come on.
It's Harkin. Bueno. Options to his right-hand side. Firstovic. There's Griffiths. Now Scott. Hodnett couldn't find him. He's just beginning to open out a little bit more this game. There's a little bit more urgency from both teams compared to the majority of the first half. Leverett trying to find McFadden. Flag has now gone up late against Lincoln McFadden. He is clearly the threat. Lincoln McFadden down this left-hand side. Hubner's ball. Griffiths couldn't quite connect. You just begin to get the feeling that it would be a surprise if this stayed at 1-0. Wolves are better placed in the group at the moment. Swansea only played the one game. It was a 1-1 draw at Exeter. It's the only point that they and Exeter have so far. Exeter have played 3. They come here to Swansea next week. The next game in the group. Harkin, Cundall, round the keeper, brought down surely, penalty. Good work again by Luke Cundall. Showed good desire to get there first ahead of Jamie Searle, who'd committed himself. And by the time he got to the ball first, There was only one outcome likely. And Ollie Tipton, who else? Well, he's going to leave it for Cundall. There's a surprise. Looked like Tipton wanted it, but the captain, having won the penalty, has decided that he wants to take the responsibility. Luke Cundall from the spot will step up right-footed and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Lovely finish from the skipper. Having won the penalty, Luke Cundall picks himself up and dispatches it perfectly.
Second goal of the afternoon, scored by Wolverhampton Warriors' captain, number 10, Luke Cundall. Number 2 with him, Wolves die. Swansea City 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 2.
They double the advantage just at a period where Swansea were looking threatening again in the second half. It's given them a cushion. Luke Cundall on to 3 goals for the season. Joint top scorer with Harry Birtwistle and Chem Campbell. And speaking of Birtwistle, he's going to come on shortly as Estrada goes flying in. And it's Harvey Griffiths who will make way. So Estrada will move back into midfield.
Substitution for Wolverhampton.
Jack Scott him on the right of the back three, and Birtwistle in his regular wing-back role.
Number 12, Harvey Birtwistle.
He's still on the comeback trail from injury, Harvey Griffiths. That will explain why he has been replaced. Bueno for Harkin. Good run by Hubner from deep. And he was trying to find Birtwistle. He was sensing an opportunity to go back out on his own as top scorer there. So Owen Hesketh and Luke Cundall's goals, given James Collins' team a cushion and something to protect and maybe to go on and extend here. Cundall's delivery, Searle with a good grab this time. Margerson for Jones. Searle, good pressure being put on Estrada. The offside flag's going to go up against Owen Hesketh, who had been closing in on Searle. You could see the trap that Wolves had laid there. 4 players waiting in and around it for the big goalkeeper to try and play their way out of trouble. Jones to Leverett. Cundall read it well. Harkin knew he was going to be offside, and the ball would have already gone through to the keeper. Hesketh didn't give it up. It was a little bit loose by Leverett. But a whistle for...
Just up! Just up! Just up!
Tipton's ball. But a whistle challenging. The extra pace of Harry Burwhistle maybe pushing McFadden further back than he would like to be. Hodnett. Harkin was always off balance. Morgan. Harkin again putting pressure on. Jones back to Searle. That's comfortable. Comfortable now, leading by 2-0. It's well charged down by McFadden. Block challenge. That's well intercepted by Bueno. Showed too much of it to Butler. Margison's ball again will be comfortable enough for O'Shaughnessy. I don't think it's going to be long before we see Tyler Roberts. Flick on by Harkin. He's played a lot more than he probably was anticipating to play today. That early injury to Connor Carty is another long ball from Swansea. Goes comfortably through. There will be a bit of treatment needed. More of those in the white shirts that have done so. Opportunity to remind you, match day from 2:30 on Saturday from Carrow Road. Andy Thompson alongside me, Claire Hakeman joining us from home. For Wolves women defender to give her expert analysis. We'll build up towards kick-off. We'll hear from Bruno Lage. We'll look back on last weekend's impressive win over West Ham. And then, of course, full live commentary from Tomo and I from 3 o'clock. Available to listen to on wolves.co.uk and on the move via the Wolves app. And then on Monday night, we're back with the under-23s. Also against Norwich from Agborough, 7 PM kickoff. And join us from 6:55 here on Wolves TV. Hodnett against Morgan. It's it back from Scott. Faden had closed in. Whittaker, Estrada got a touch to it. Cundall will get the free kick. Tipton's ball, McFadden's header. Harkin was first to it. Margerson will get a talking to. So sharp and alert, Lee Harkin. He's such a nuisance. Reads the game really well. He was popping up in those kind of areas, getting to the ball first. He set up another set piece opportunity. Hubner is already forwards. Jack Scott is in there too. Estrada and Hesketh and Harkin. Connell to take. Swansea trying to hold that defensive line. Connell's ball was deep. I think it was Estrada who was round at the far post who couldn't quite connect. Shadows are getting longer. There's 20 minutes to go. Challenged by Hodnett. Good feet from Hodnett. Got it back from Kundal. And switching the play for Bueno. Lovely stuff from Jack Hodnett. Now can Bueno pick someone out in the penalty area? Just too high for them all. There were four in there. And here comes Wolves change. It's going to be Owen Hesketh, the man who got Wolves going.
Wolverhampton Wanderers. Substitution for Wolverhampton Wanderers. The field. Number 11 will be replaced by number 17, Tyler Roberts.
So Owen Hesketh off, Tyler Roberts on. A little bit more of a natural forward. Hodnett will go and play on the left. Tyler Roberts on the right, still Harkin through the middle. Here is Roberts. Decent form for Steve Davis's under-18 side. Some good forwards in that group. Many of them will be interested in the man coming on for Swansea in a moment's time. Former teammate Jaden Forrester. It's Cam Congreve who's gone off. And the former Wolves man, born and raised in Wolverhampton, comes on to play against his former club.
Substitution for Swansea City, leaving the field. Number 7, Cameron Congreve, being replaced by number 15, Jaden Forrester.
Whistle challenging. Tyler Roberts. Now Kundal, Hodnett. Kundal just having a word. Just a warning. McFadden. Flag stayed down, but Burt whistle. Sharp enough to get back there with him. Roberts drawing the foul.
Too easy, Sam.
Bueno has been tireless down that left side so far. Wouldn't have thought that he'd been out for so long. It's only his second game of the campaign. Wolves getting the free kick, and everything seems to be going their way at the moment.
Stop. Change his goal. Don't take the space. Don't be lying with him. Step into the space. Yeah. Come on, get across!
There's Estrada losing out to Leverett. Faden's ball in field. Morgan. Now Forrester. It's forced a bit wide. Margerson in field. Cottrell found Butler. Now Rashisha. It's not a bad ball. Looking for Whitaker. McFadden. O'Shaughnessy with a really important touch. Danger's not over. Rashisha. Good spell this from Swansea. Trying to put some pressure on to find a way back into the game. The Wolves standing firm, at least so far. Whitaker. He's got the better of Roberts. This time Roberts equal to the challenge.
Eladio Iabatoe, substitution for Swansea City, leaving the field number 9, Dylan Morgan, being replaced by number 12, Ben Lloyd.
So Dylan Morgan going off. Ben Lloyd coming on. He's just 16 years of age. First touch finds Whitaker. McFadden behind everybody. Bueno, that was risky. Tipton, that was even riskier. O'Shaughnessy did really well. And you talk about the Wolves' way of being calm under pressure and playing their way out from any position on the field. I'll be more than happy with the way they dealt with that.
See beyond! See beyond! See! Too late! These takes of space!
Whitaker between the lines. Not a bad ball for Forrester. Good defending by Hubner. And then Birtwistle putting the pressure on. Forrester knew he couldn't touch it. And Whitaker's got it back. Forrester struck by Lloyd, but always too tame to really trouble O'Shaughnessy.
Get up! See, get up!
Bueno. Harkin, offside flag will go up against him. It was awkward for Hubner, and O'Shaughnessy started to come. Dutch defender decided there would be no nonsense, get it clear. Key spell of the game now as we go into the final 10 minutes. One back here for Swansea. Momentum will be on their side. Forrester. Lloyd let it run. McFadden, offside flag goes up against him. Scott's ball, offside flag against Harkin, who is always on the edge in terms of those runs in behind. He caught just the wrong side of it a couple of times so far this afternoon, more than a couple really. He's so sharp and quick, he doesn't necessarily need to go as early. Try and look across that line, easier said than done. Strong challenge by Tyler Roberts. He's been a good defensive presence since he came on. McFadden. Margerson for Jones. Butler for Rashisha. Wolves' shape is good though. Cottrell. Rashisha's cross, and it was Breno who got across to him. Say, as we often have to say to you during these games, we do have our effects microphones. You may well pick up some other fruity language that we are unable to control. I do apologise if anyone is offended. Passionate game, passionate people involved in it. Sometimes it boils over. Difficult cross that was dealt with just enough by Wolves. Roberts ball down the line. It'll be a Swansea throw. Wolves have made all their changes. There is nothing more that James Collins can do. Try and shout some instruction. Harkin with the pressure. Leverett came away with it. Shaughnessy is quick enough and alert enough. Seven minutes away from 3 wins from 3 in the Premier League Cup this season. Roberts has done well. Whittaker. Tipton just couldn't help himself, but have a little grab at him. Leverett's ball, McFadden. Roberts got there ahead of Lloyd, and Birtwistle felt the arm and drew the free kick.
Lloydie, come on, good boy. Lloydie, come on.
Headed by Margerson. Wolves 70 yards downfield. And that kick from O'Shaughnessy. Roberts with a driving run. He might just have picked out Cundall. Cundall, good block in there by Butler. Tipton rather advanced. Across came Butler's challenge on Cundall. There's great work by Tyler Roberts down the right hand side, and he did really well to look up, and a clever ball back to Cundall. He was trying to finish the game there and then. Forrester back there, wins it back. McFadden. Roberts challenge. Always a rather risky one.
Are you okay?
Last couple of minutes for Wolves to see this job through. Protect their clean sheet from here on in. Bueno. Cheeky little attempt at a nutmeg on Rashisha. Cottrell for Rashisha. Pressure being applied by Harkin. Forcing Swansea back. Jacob Jones. Wolves again trying to keep their defensive shape and solidity. McFadden. Tipton who got a foot in. Estrada battling. Wolves have just tweaked things here, with Roberts playing effectively as a wing back, Birtwistle on the right of the back three, Jack Scott through the middle, and Tipton's just gone into the base of the midfield just to provide a little bit extra protection. McFadden. Not a bad ball in, and Bueno deals with it before Rashisha could get there. Just a little tactical ploy from James Collins, just to provide a bit of extra size and strength in midfield perhaps. Tipton is more than capable of fulfilling that role. Forrester getting the better of Roberts. Two men all know each other very well. Leverett's ball in. Headed by Estrada. Comes to Forrester, and that's comfortable for O'Shaughnessy. And what's been a comfortable afternoon for him, really. It's the one big save in the first half. Not a huge amount to do in the second. Doesn't get much game time regularly. He is always there. Always helping the other goalkeepers get themselves ready. Only the three unused substitute appearances in Premier League 2 this season. Andreas Sondergaard played 1 game. Jamie Partington played 1 game. Louis Malden, all the rest. Malden also played the 2 games in this competition against West Ham and Exeter as McFadden is offside. Malden training with the first team today. Opportunity for O'Shaughnessy to get on the gloves for real. And he'll be happy enough with his afternoon's work. 3 minutes is going to be added on.
Both officials indicating that there will be a minimum of 3 minutes added time.
Remember, reactions to this game will be available on wolves.co.uk and via Wolves Academy social media channels. Matchday Live Extra on the air from 2:30 on Saturday afternoon from Carrow Road. Tipton is penalised. And then back with the under-23s on Monday night. All the coverage absolutely free from Wolves TV. They are just over 2 minutes away from 3 wins from 3 in the Premier League Cup. Leverett. Deception by Scott. Estrada for Tipton. Harkin just holding onto the ball. Roberts for Birtwistle. Fortuitous to get it to Estrada, and here's Bueno. He's got great engine on him, Hugo Bueno. He's one who may well be looking at potential first team opportunities, training with the first team group. Potential loan out in January, perhaps. Here's Kundal. To Bueno. Kundal again. Bueno still running. Kundal for Birtwistle. Roberts. Don't need to take any risks at this stage. It's about professional job to see it through. Take the points home on the long journey back to Wolverhampton. Scott's ball. Hodnett, flag goes up against him. Again, apologies for any fruity language you might have heard. Last few seconds. Forrester. Is there a late consolation for Swansea? Another look at the watch, there won't be. It's a victory for James Collins' team. It's 3 wins from 3. Owen Hesketh and the Luke Kundal penalty, the difference. Wolves are up and running and flying in this competition. Thanks for your coverage. We'll see you soon.
Under 23.